Just try to wrap your head around the fact that life on Earth began about 3.8 billion years ago. It's a challenge, right? Back then, a single-celled organism like today's bacteria was alive on this young planet. And that tiny organism could reproduce by making copies of itself, just like cells do today.
Thanks to modern technology, we can now trace the genetic relationships among all living organisms. This helps us understand the connections between eukaryotes, like animals and plants, and simpler life forms like bacteria. By analyzing common genetic sequences, scientists have even reconstructed parts of what might have been the genetic makeup of the last universal common ancestor, or LUCA. Over 3.8 billion years, that ancient cell gave rise to the incredible diversity of life we see today. But how did this transformation happen? Evolutionary science, especially modern synthesis, gives us a powerful framework for understanding these changes. The modern synthesis unified Darwin's theory of natural selection with Mendel's principles of inheritance. This synthesis provided a solid explanation for how variation in populations arises and how it's passed down through generations. And here's where population genetics come in. Evolution isn't about individuals. It happens at the population level. A population is a group of individuals of the same species that can interbreed. And within these populations, we see changes in allele frequencies over time. That's evolution in action. A key component of this puzzle is alleles, which are variant forms of genes. A set of alleles together code for a specific gene, and that set of alleles is called a genotype. Allele frequencies tell us how common a particular variant of a gene is within a population. If these frequencies change from one generation to the next, evolution is occurring. Population genetics helps us understand these changes and the forces driving them. By contrast, genotype frequencies are the ratios or percentages of the different homozygous and heterozygous genotypes in the population. Because we carry 2 alleles per genotype, the total count of alleles in a population will usually be exactly double the total count of genotypes in that same population. Understanding the mechanisms of evolution reveals how a single ancient cell evolved into the vast diversity of life we see today. By studying genetic relationships and population dynamics, we can trace the continuous process of evolution that shapes all living organisms.